It's going to be a great day. Hey, what's up you guys? This is John with Spoons Projects, and today we are going to be making a wine barrel chair with a broken down wine barrel. We broke down a wine barrel yesterday, and I got a big pile of staves just like that. And the end goal is to make a chair that looks like that. If you want to follow along at home and you have a barrel or whatever, I do have a cut list and a plan that's linked in the bio. And I also plan on posting these videos with all those barrels back there. So we're gonna make chairs out of all of them. Every barrel's a little different, so we'll make different decisions based on the barrel. So like, follow, subscribe, I don't know, do all the things. Let's get started. So every barrel is gonna have between 25 to 30 staves. And so what I do is line them up from the skinniest all the way up through the thickest. And then this is the board that's going to have the hole in it, the bung hole. So when we think of an existing chair, we're gonna want two thick boards for the arms, some slightly thinner boards for the front leg, and then another thick board that's the back leg, because a lot of weight's gonna go on that one. The rest of them can be skinny, but those are the ones that need to be a little thicker. So I think I'm gonna use these two. I only got two thick ones, so those are gonna be the arms. Then we'll have these as the front legs and these as the back legs. So what I like to do is just make a layout. So we're gonna take the boards. We've got the arms here. These are gonna be the legs. So now I've got the arms here. The back legs there, the front legs there. So the next thing I want is to just get two skinny staves with the brace here. These look fine. Next, I'm going to start selecting the boards for the back of the chair. The back is held together with three boards. So the top board, the medium board, or the middle board, and the bottom one. These don't have to be pretty boards because they're going to be hidden, and they can be skinnier staves as well. So I'm going to go through and just try to find boards that aren't very pretty. Like this is a good one. Looks okay. This one looks kind of crappy too. Okay, perfect. And then finally, you're going to want the seat boards and the back boards to be somewhat prettier. Since this is a pretty old and dried out barrel, I'm gonna have a hard time finding a lot of pretty staves though. For the back of the seat, you want it to be wide enough so it can spread 21 inches, it can fan out. Usually if you have a thicker board in the middle, and then you can have skinnier ones that spread out. But if you don't have that many more of the thick ones, just have more skinny ones. So I did 5 on that chair, but I'm gonna do 6 on this one because I don't have another wide board. So there you go. So there's 6 there. And then for the seat, you're gonna want it to be 18 inches. So I've got it at 17 inches right now, so that gives me an inch of spacing. So that's okay. That's our seat. So we officially have a layout. We've got the 3 support boards for the back, and then the back. We've got the seat boards, the bung hole, the arms, the leg braces, the back legs, and the front legs. So now it's time we cut. This is my chop saw. A couple of tips for when you're cutting these staves. So not only do they curve like that, but they also aren't straight. So when you put the board up to the cage, it's not going to be perfectly even. So you can wedge your pencil in between the board and the fence there. Or you can be okay with a little not straight lines, which I think is blasphemous for a woodworker to say, but what are you gonna do? And the other thing is when you're cutting a stave, make sure you're measuring from the center out. So the seat boards are 28 inches. So that means you're gonna cut off an inch on each side. I have my seat boards cut, they're each 28 inches. When cutting the back leg, I'm going to put a 5-degree angle on it. So the boards are going to angle in like that. And I'll do the same thing for the brace. And then I'll cut the other half of the brace at a 45-degree angle here. So it's flat on this side, but at 5 degrees, and then you come over and it's a 45 that way. And the brace is 20 inches long. For the front leg, I'm gonna be cutting it at a 22-degree angle here, so that it curves in like that, then it's flat on top like that. And since the board is narrower on the top and wider in the middle, I do the angled cut on the narrow part of the board. The front leg is gonna be 23 inches. So they'll look something like this. So we've officially got our layout. We've got the 6 boards in the back. We've got a 21-inch cut here for the top, a 27-inch cut for the middle, 28-inch for the bottom. On the seat, we've got our seat boards, which are all 28 inches. We've got the bung hole, which is also 28 inches. The front leg is 23 inches with the 22-degree angle on the top. The back legs, which are cut at a 5-degree angle here going in, and this is going to be about 30 inches long. The arms do not get touched, and then we've got the leg brace in the back. It is very tempting to start assembly right now, but sanding these chairs is a lot easier to do before you assemble. I would also recommend putting on stain or polyurethane or all of that stuff if that's what you're planning on doing. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna put this together as quickly as possible, but I have to sand first. This is my sander. It is awesome. However, if I were to grow up and have real money, I would buy a pneumatic sander for these staves. So much faster. But since I have not figured my life out, I will be using this. Sanding is not my favorite thing. Take my word for it, sanding is done. That's the back. We got the seat. Let's put it all together. So you're gonna need 1 5/8 inch screws as well as 2.5 inch screws. I like to use exterior because it's gonna be likely outside. I also like to have a pre-drill drill and then the actual driver. I'm a DeWalt guy. I don't know what that says about me. So we're gonna put together the back first. So line them up to your satisfaction. So on the outside edge, I like to have it at 7 1/4 inches. So I'm gonna make a mark on this edge, and I'm gonna make a mark on this edge, 7 1/4, okay? In the center, I'm gonna do 7 1/2. And that way it's going to arch. It's gonna kind of go up just a little bit. Take the 21 incher and mark the center of it. So with a single screw, just to attach each end piece, and then you're gonna do the middle piece, but in this case, it's gonna be the 2 middles. So have your center of your board go down the middle here. So now that we've got the ends and the middle attached, we're just gonna fit this one and have it evenly spaced, and then just tack it on. Same with the other side, and then make sure that it's in between the two, right there. These are all attached now, just 1 screw. Now flip it over. So on the bottom side, you're going to mark 3 inches on the edge, 3 inches on this edge, and then you're gonna find the center of your 28-inch board. So it's kind of great. You gotta line up the 3 inch, the 3 inch, and then this line is gonna be the center of all of these. So I like to tack 1 screw on and then check this distance on both sides to see if it's square. So once you get these 2 tagged on, just check the squareness of them. And this is why we do 1 screw, is so that if it's a little crooked, you can kind of adjust it a little bit. Nice. So for the middle board, you're gonna want from the top of it to the bottom to be 11 inches because it's gonna sit on the bottom right there, and then the arm is gonna sit on top of that. So that's an 11-inch space. I'm a big fan in pre-drilling everything. And now the back is done. For the seat, you're gonna take those legs that are pointing in, flip them over so that they're coming into each other like that. Don't have it like that, that doesn't make sense. So flip the board on the side. I like to personally have an 18-inch deep seat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark at 18 inches on both of them. So take your first seat board and you're going to put it under so that when it's faced up, it's going to be, you know, curved like that. And so you're going to line it up so that it's even here, or you can even have it come out just a little bit. Whatever you want to do there, it's all your preference. And then just line it up with your 18-inch mark. So we're going to attach the back one at 18, and then let's do the front one. So this one's going to be even here with the front corner here. Don't have the board come out past this because that's where the front leg is going to go. Same on this side. And then we're just going to fill in the middle. So I just like to find nice spacing in between, and then once it's filled in, it's kind of nice. Again, I just do single screws, line it up with the back to see, so it's kind of leaning this way. So let's just shift it a little. So once the seat's put together, we're going to attach the front legs. So get your front legs, you're gonna line them up, and you're going to mark 14 inches from the bottom, okay? So So 14 inches from the ground, that is where the seat's going to connect. So I do it 14 inches from where this board meets the front leg. So then set it down and just see how it is, even take a level to it. So there you go. So once you've got your front legs on, now we're going to rest the back on something, and then let's clamp this together. So your arm board's gonna rest on the front leg, and it's gonna rest on that middle plate there. So we're gonna do 4 inches overhang. The back, I'm gonna line this up 7 inches. So this is gonna be sitting at 7 inches. So we're gonna attack the initial single screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's flip it over. So we need to attach the back, and we're gonna go through the bottom, and we're gonna get this board from the bottom. This will happen. If you don't do this, then you are a good woodworker. Even when you pre-drill, something's gonna split because it's oak and it's old and it's dry. So while the chair's upside down, we can put the brace on. So we're gonna put them up, we're gonna do screws through the front, and then screws on the bottom going into the leg. So I've got the screws actually going in and then out in the front. Same here. So next we'll do the bung hole board. We'll just mark the center here, and then we'll just have the center of the circle there. And then go from the back. Flip it back over, and there you go. We just got to finish putting these screws in, and then it's just finished work from there. Chair building kind of day. So like I said, I've got a whole bunch of barrels over there. I'm gonna be building chairs out of most of them. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. And I wanna take this opportunity to remind you, do stuff, because you never know what you're gonna end up doing.